Hello everyone, I hope you are all good today. I'm having a bit of a struggling to get started, coffee machine, day today. So I know what I want to do and I'm just gonna start. Like I often find I'm like, oh, how am I going to introduce what I'm going to do? And to be honest, I wasn't even planning on filming this, but the other day in one of my potty rehabby videos, I said that I wanted to get into a box that was not looking particularly good and I completely forgot to do it. And I've been sat on the sofa just looking at this box, which I will grab and bring over. But as I said the other day, it's looking very green. I can see, and when I say green, I don't mean like bursting with growth. I mean bursting with algae. And there's lots of things that look like they're a little bit dead in there. So yeah, I thought we could just make a cup of coffee, have a very chilled one this morning and just go through some bits together, talk about what's going on, what's going wrong, maybe do some repotting and potting up and combining plants and just have a really gentle, nice morning of plant care without it feeling pressured at all. Because you know when sometimes you just feel a bit pressured for no reason? Yeah, I get myself into states like this sometimes, but anyway, hello. If you're new here, hi, my name's Claire and this is Yoli. I make videos all about houseplant care, sharing tips and tricks I've learned over the years to help keep your plants happy and healthy. And yeah, so that is the plan for this morning. By all means, do some plant chores along with me. We can have a chat through things as we go. From looking through the top of the lid of this box, I feel like there's going to be quite a lot to chat about. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Let's get into it. So, oh, I've got a dog following me. Hello, hello, baby girl. So, what are you doing? Are you staying or are you going? What are you doing? The box in question. I've had a look at the other boxes because I was a little bit concerned about all of them, and to be honest, the others look okay. They just need a few things rehydrating. But yeah, already I can see some stuff going on in here already. So that is what it's looking like. And I know I've said that a lot of what I've been doing recently has kind of been like putting plants into storage, and these are more kind of like propagation-y things / smaller plants. And basically, I've said it already in videos, but just if you are new here or if you have not watched my other videos, the reason that I've put lots of plants into quote-unquote storage is just so that I can let them grow, protect them if they're struggling or have been in areas that have been affected by pests, and not have to do that much to them. It's basically just a very low maintenance, easy way to grow tropical plants, and it's kind of just like creating like a terrarium or cabinet environment, but it's very low monitoring. And to be honest, even this box here, I know I'm saying stuff's going wrong. I haven't opened this in at least a couple of months, I would say. And all things considered, it doesn't look awful. It doesn't look awful. And there are some exciting things as well, but I can see a few things that do need attention. So yeah, I haven't got soil or anything like that out yet. Oh, in fact, I'm gonna close the door. Yeah, I haven't got my soils or substrates or anything like that out yet, but I'm just gonna have a look, see what the damage is, chat through it with you guys, and then we can figure out what the plan's gonna be from there. Because yeah, as I say, I've been looking at this for a while and I have been really wanting to do stuff. Like I know there's plants that I could combine. There's been things that have been really exciting me, but I don't know, like sometimes just like the smallest things can build up and feel so overwhelming that none of them end up getting done. So yeah, as I said at the beginning, this is a really good way of me doing that, because chatting through them with you guys really helps to motivate me. So thank you for that. But let's start off with an exciting one, because I don't think there's a lot that needs doing to this. Maybe a little bit of rehydrating. But these are a couple, in fact 3 of my variegated Alocasia Frideck corms that I potted up to root in here. And for the first time in such a long time, they're actually giving me a nice balance of variegation and not just white, because that's something I struggled with for such a long time. I had all of these beautiful corms and I was propping them all, and all of them were just complete ghost growth. But by the looks of it, all of these have got a lovely balance of variegation, which is really good. I might just fill, because what I've done is I've got like a little semihydro reservoir and then moss. I'm just going to fill that reservoir a little bit, but apart from that, that one looks fine. So we're off to a good start. This, however, oh, well, this has gone very mushy. This was, I believe, a Monstera Esqueleto, and I was holding on to this because I thought that at some point maybe I would want it again. Oh my goodness, I so want to love the Esqueleto. I so want to love this plant. And when I see it growing in other people's collections, I find it so beautiful. And I'm like, oh, I really want that plant for myself. But I have tried growing that plant like 3 or 4 times now. And every single time I've got on really badly with it. And I just, to be honest, don't enjoy growing it. So yeah, I've actually got a couple of sections of it in here, both of which definitely need rehydrating, and this one has actually got a new growth point on it. And part of me is like, oh, well, at least now I've got some bits with roots and I can start again. And I think like having not had to look at this plant properly for a couple of months, because as I say, I haven't opened the box up, it's kind of made it quite clear to me that I don't want this plant anymore. Like, it's not a plant that brings me joy. It is lovely, but I don't know. I was also going to say, it's got discoloration on it as if there's been pests in there, but I can't see anything. Can you see? It's got like some marks on the leaves. That could just be, I don't know, it could have had damage when it went into the box, but I didn't notice any. I'll keep an eye on that as we go through. But yeah, it's just made things quite clear to me that this is not the plant for me. So again, another pretty good reason to do a bit of boxing up of plants from time to time, because it does give you quite a good indication. I think what I'll probably do is I'll probably like keep them in the box, rehydrate them again, and then take them to a plant swap also. Ew, I put a label on that and it has gone really mouldy, so I'll clear that off before I put it back in the box. Also, I would be like hand holding you and putting you into the box, but my gimbal, since Malvern, I don't know what's happened to it, and I know this is very boring, but it's just completely packed up, and I could get a new one, but it's not the cheapest thing in the world, and I'm like, is it worth it? I don't know. I don't know. So I'm gonna just be holding you up and showing you these, and then we will get into doing some things to them. I believe this was a variegated Alocasia Friedek, I think. The main leaf that it had just there has just rotted off, so I'm gonna probably just give that bit a chop and then put it back in, because otherwise it looks pretty healthy. It's got some nice roots there. What else needs attention? Ooh, what was this? Oh dear, what was this? Every time I set up a new either prop box or storage space for plants, I always say to myself, you need to label things. You need to get better at labeling things. And I don't mean with labels like that. I mean like just writing on the cups. And I always think to myself, no, I'll remember what it was. But the bottom line is I've now got a plant here that has got a decent root system, but it has died. And it's hard to know how to revive it when I don't know what it is. I say it's got a decent root system. You know what? I think that's actually just moss. I think that's me being silly. Okay, well maybe that is just a goner then. Oh, some positive things though. This is exciting. I also chopped up, and labelled my Hoya Parasitica Black Margin, and both sections that I put in there are giving me beautiful growth. Really beautiful growth, and I'm so happy about that, because I completely chopped up my black margin, and actually I've got a few sections propagating in different places in this room as well, but I completely chopped it up because it was just looking very deflated and not very happy, and I couldn't figure out why. But yeah, look at those little leaves just there. Yay, it's doing really well. So I think if I wanted to now, I could combine, and in fact, maybe I will do that in a minute. I'm going to put these to one side. I could now combine the sections that I've got, and I could restart my plant. That's quite exciting. That's quite exciting. The other one that, since it's been in storage, I have realised that I don't want anymore, is the, I think this is a Bilietier Atabacoense hybrid. And I've got several sections of this, and I know it's a beautiful plant, and I actually still really want a true form Bilietier. I really, really want one. But there's just something about this one that's just not quite doing it for me, and I can't put my finger on what it is, but I think it's gonna be another plant swappy one, I think. So yeah, I'm putting that to one side. I'm not sure what that is. Genuinely don't know. Oh, okay, a couple of other really exciting things that I'm looking forward to doing, and I think we'll probably do today as well, is, oh yay, I've got 2 Alocasia sinuata corms that have sprouted just here, and I've also got 2 sections, oh 3 actually, look at that little one just there. There's one right in the corner just there. But I have got a couple of sections of this in my cabinet that I was looking at actually yesterday and thinking, God, I would love to pot them together and get my big full plant going again. Maybe, seeing as this has got quite a good root system from what I can see, maybe I try and combine all of them today. That would be fun. It would be nice to have my big plant back again and get her looking healthy. And the same for the Hoya globulosa Welsh Mountain Zoo. I've got that beautiful ginormous leaf there that I propped, and since it's been in the box, it's given me that. So yeah, again, I've got a section in my cabinet that's not doing very well actually, and it's been in a chunky semihydro mix, and I've been thinking for a while I'd quite like to get it out and have a look, because it's gone a bit like murky down the bottom, and I think there may be issues, so I'm gonna try and combine that as well. And everything else, I'm like, oh, damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Oh, this is sad. This was a Malvern plant. This was the Begonia Amphixius, that one. And I took some cuttings of this, and then I put this section in the box, and in fact, how horrible feeling one of the cuttings I took might be that one that's dead there. I really wanted to, I really wanted to prop this so me and Ross could use it for terrarium building. The only positive that I'm seeing here is that right at the bottom, and this is going to be like a struggle to see, but right at the bottom there, there's the tiniest bit of green. So I'm like, if I chop that stem that looks a bit funky there, if I chop that back, maybe I won't lose it. Maybe that can survive. Oh, I mean, if it does, that is a close call to be making, so I'm glad I took it out of the box now. And then, oh, I've got some of the Kerala hybrid as well, the Philodendron Kerala hybrid. Again, completely chopped this one up to start it again. I'm not sure if I'm ready to take this one out of the box, to be honest, because it's one that I don't feel ready to get rid of, but I also, I'm like, maybe I should therefore just get rid of it. I was going to say, but I don't think I love it enough to want to be growing it and like caring for it daily, you know what I mean? So I might keep this one in the box for the time being. Oh dear, I've got some very stagnant water in this pot here. It's literally black. There's a lot of algae at the bottom. I don't know if you can see, but yeah, I deliberately put a layer of water at the bottom to keep the humidity levels up. but it's very, very green, so this box definitely needs a bit of a clear out. And then I've got several Alocasia portadora little babies, which again, I'm not going to pot up and try and grow just because the mother plant, oh, the mother plant's looking so sad. I'll turn you around. I'm not sure if you can see her on the balcony there. Do you see her? One leaf's fallen and the other leaf is looking a little bit funky, but I took your advice and I decided to put her outside for the summer months. Just because I've been battling with spider mites on that plant, like a ridiculous amount, and yeah, it just seemed like the easier option. And you know what, since she's been outside, I feel like life has got easier. So yeah, although I love the portadora, I'm not going to be combining or potting any of these ones today. They will be going back into the box once I've rehydrated them, just purely because I think someone else deserves to try and grow these plants. And I think they're going to be plant swappy ones. And the next plant swap I'm going to is in August in London. August? Is it in August? No. October. It's in October in London. So yeah, it's nice to, I'm usually so last minute at what I'm going to be bringing to plant swaps. It's the night before and I'm like frantically chopping my plants. And I'm like, I don't know what to take. So this at least makes me feel a little bit organised, knowing that I've got some options already. So yeah, this also, I don't know really what to do with this. This is the Shishmatoglottis SP Silver Borneo, a little baby. You can't see the markings on the leaves that well because it is still so young. I've got the big mother plant in my cabinet, but again, I think probably plant swap. Just because I don't need another one. Oh yay, more Hoya growth. Hoyas do amazingly in boxes like this. Like if you've got a Hoya and you're struggling to get it to kick into action, honestly, again, like this was like 2 leaves when I put it in there. But honestly, get them into a growing system like this, get them in a box, get the humidity nice and high and leave them somewhere warm and they will thrive. Again, I could pot this one up, but I don't have like a burning desire to do it yet, so I might just leave her in the box. This is my Crimson Queen. Might just leave her in the box. Got some other ones in here as well. And then at some point I'll do a big combine of them. I say Crimson Queen. Is it Crimson Queen or Susie Q? The Susie Q, I think, is a combination, a hybrid, sorry, of the Hoya Crimson Queen and the Hoya Crinkle 8, which is this one here. I absolutely adore the Crinkle 8. I think it's such a lovely Hoya. See, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And then I've got a Hoya in here. To be honest, I really don't like, and I feel bad saying that because Emma gave me this in the mystery plant swap that we did. It's a Hoya Rose something, retuser, returner, I don't know. And yeah, again, I know it's one that a lot of people really like and really want. I'm kind of scared to take it out of the box because I think it would just be a magnet for mealybugs. Like, can you imagine if that got mealies? It would be such a nightmare. So yeah, that one's going back in the box and it will be coming to the plant swap with me. And one of my little Clarinervian babies, which is doing really well, which is very exciting. But again, it's sitting in a pot that was filled with green water. But look at that, look at my little Clarinervian. And in fact, one of my Clarinervian babies over here, this is one that has not been in a box, but it's a little bit dehydrated, but look at it. It's really starting to become Clarinervian, like that veination and the velvetiness. Oh my God, it's so floppy. It really needs a drink. I think today, I might not film all of it, but I think today I just need to get on top of things. Like there's been so many boring like life things and admin-y things and things that just always seem to come before plant care that have been going on over the last couple of weeks. And I've got, like, I spoke about the neglected corner of plants in my video the other day. I've still got neglected plants in that corner. I've still got things I haven't done. And it's nice because when I put time aside and film it, I not only get to do it with you guys, but it also, it feels more productive. I don't know why that is. I often find that, I've said it before, it's like, well, some of you guys actually said it's like body doubling. I find it if I'm watching someone else's video or if I'm listening to a podcast, I tend to like watch podcasts and kind of listen and half watch on YouTube. But I find stuff like that just really, it helps to focus me for some reason. And then I've got several sections of my Philodendron tortum, which are doing okay. They are apparently rooted. But yeah, again, no strong desire to pot them up just because my tortum in the kitchen's doing pretty well. Oh my God, I also saw an amazing Philodendron tortum yesterday. I went with a friend to Wisley, and I've never been to Wisley before, and oh my God, honestly, if you get the chance to go, I would highly recommend it. It is the most beautiful garden centre, amazing cafe, amazing food, beautiful selection of houseplants. I did come away with a couple of things. Nothing like major. Oh, we did get a new Alocasia. Shall I show you that? Shall I show you my new Alocasia? Oh, this is me getting very distracted. Okay, just finally, because this is the last thing in the box, that is, I think, another Kerala hybrid, which I actually much prefer to the first cutting I showed you. But let me show you my new Alocasia. Bear with. Okay, so I got this one firstly because it's beautiful, but secondly because I found it quite intriguing because this is what it looks like. It's gorgeous, and it was labelled Alocasia hetera. It says heterophylla. I don't know if that's a typo or if it actually is a type of Alocasia I'm not familiar with, or if they mean heterophylla, which is obviously the dragon's breath Alocasia, which I have in my collection. This one also, I'm pretty sure, has a bird poo on it, so I need to get it in the shower and give it a rinse down. But it's got it's very familiar, this Alocasia, and I'm like, am I being stupid? Do I actually know what this is, or is it some kind of weird hybrid? I'm not sure. It's got those beautiful stems that are so splashy, like almost like they've been painted. And then, yeah, these beautiful, dramatic leaves that are very green as opposed to the silveriness of the heterophylla that I've got, but then that gorgeous dark veination. So yeah, I saw it and I just fell in love with it. So I'm really excited about it. And I paid £20 for this, and considering it's quite a big plant, obviously I don't know much about the actual type of Alocasia, but I think that's a pretty good price. I don't know. I want to go back and, oh my God, I could have gone crazy at Wisley. I could have gone absolutely crazy. But I'm thinking maybe of doing like, I don't know, going there and doing like Houseplant Tour UK and taking you guys for a tour or something at some point, because any excuse to go back, it was amazing. But yeah, any theories as to what this is, please do comment them down below. I'd love to know. This is such a beautiful Alocasia, and I'm really, there goes the coffee machine again. I'm really excited to grow it. So yeah, that absolutely made my day. But then, yeah, as I say, this box, I'm probably just going to get this in the shower and give it a wash out because it's very, very, very green. And then everything else that I showed you that's not this stuff here that I'm going to do stuff to, everything else, I think I'm just going to hydrate and put back in the box. In fact, I think I'll... Bear with me. What was I saying? Yeah, that's right. Everything I'm gonna rehydrate and put back into the box once it's had a bit of a washout. But I was gonna say take you over to the table. I don't want to sit at the table, I want to sit on the floor. So I'm gonna just bring some soil and stuff over here, and we can just work on the floor and get some bits done. Okay. Oh, this potting mat is very grubby. So, haven't brought any pots over. Oops. So let's try that again. I think I want to start actually with the Alocasia sinuata. I just want to see how well developed the root system is on these little ones. Because I've been longing to have a big plant back in my collection. As I say, I got this one as I think it had 1 or 2 leaves at one of the London plant swaps last year, and I couldn't believe my luck when I managed to find it because it was beautiful. And I remember thinking at the time, I was like, God, I don't have anything nearly as cool to swap, but the person that I got it off was very kind, and they were just like, if you really love it, you can have it. Oh yeah, that's a pretty good root system actually. And what I am going to do, I'm going to just fill this with water very quickly because I know for a fact these roots will dry out so quickly. So quickly. Yeah, I've learned that the hard way before when I've been dealing with plants that have very spindly root systems. If you leave them out in the open, like in air, for even just a few minutes, sometimes it can be enough to send the plant into shock. So I'm going to put them straight into a little container of water and then transfer them over once I've got all the substrate off the roots of the other ones. But yeah, as I say, I didn't have anything very good to swap, that I thought in comparison. But I was just blown away by it, and it's such a special one, not just because it's gorgeous and it's quite unusual, but it's also one that is pretty much extinct in its natural habitat. Like, it is cultivated, I think, purely in a home environment now, which just makes owning it makes it feel like more of a, I don't know, more of a privilege, and you just really want to get it right. So as I say, I've been propagating and trying to just spread the love with this plant as much as I possibly can. God, I've got loads. Oh my goodness, is that another one? Oh, there's actually another corm in there that hasn't done, it hasn't done anything yet. Has got the teeniest, tiniest root on it. So I'm gonna put that to one side, and I'm gonna put that back into a container in the box after this. But then, yeah, I've got this one here, which is a little bit dusty because it's covered in diatomaceous earth at the moment. And this one's in semihydro, so this will be very easy to take out. However, this one here, which I think actually again might be multiples, I think I might have some corms in here too. It's gorgeous, but it's in moss. And moss is a nightmare. So I'm gonna see, in fact, you know what? Feels very stuck. It's the only thing when you propagate in a jar. Because they're almost always thinner at the top than they are at the bottom, getting things out again can be such a nightmare. I don't want to disturb it too much. Ooh. God, there's several corms in here actually. Whoa. Okay, we did it. God, even this one is giving me corms. And I only started propagating this one 4 months ago. Not even that, I don't think. 3 months ago, maybe? That is fast. I often find that combining plants from props can be quite a tedious process, but when it's done, it is the most satisfying thing in the world because all of your little plants that were sat around before look so much fuller, so much healthier, and it just feels like way more of an achievement. I don't know why that is, but I know that I'll feel so good having done this. And I feel like I'll just enjoy looking into my cabinet a little bit more. Because I was looking at my cabinet yesterday, and I'm not loving it right now. I kind of want to have a bit of a do-over in my cabinet, I think, in my Mills bow. Just because, as I say, like everything on the top level, it's not doing badly, but it just doesn't look great. I've got things like my Hoya Caudata Sumatra, which is obviously not the, like when I say it's a dull plant, I just mean that like the tone of green is a bit dulled down, like it's not super like bright and cheery. It looks a little bit prehistoric. And because I've treated loads of things with diatomaceous earth, everything just looks a bit grey. So yeah, I think I want to get everything out at some point, give it a shower down, and think about maybe like what can come out, what I want to start transitioning out, and just making it a really lovely little contained jungle of beautiful colour again. When I say beautiful colour, you know what I mean by colour, like this is about as colourful as I get, but I know what I mean. Because yeah, it's just not that nice to look at the moment. Damn it, also I just snapped off a corm that isn't particularly developed, and I'm hoping that might still grow for me. The roots on this section, mind, are amazing, really amazing. Often so hard to tell what's root and what's moss. But that is, I think, most of the moss off. Pretty much all root. And look at that. Look at those corms as well. That's so healthy. So healthy. Oh, I'm really, really glad. Okay, again, putting it to one side, and in fact I'm going to put this into water as well just for a second while I take the last bit out, which is this bit in semihydro. And annoyingly, I did fill up this one's reservoir the other day, so I'm going to see if I can just kind of, ooh, and in fact I might be able to reuse the semihydro straight away. There we go. Awesome. I'm not going to do a huge amount to that, but that's what it's looking like. And I brought over a few things. I brought over a jar. Again, a jar. Do I do it in a jar? Ideally that jar would be a little bit bigger. And then I've got tower pots, which are great for semihydro. However, like, do any of you know, like, good cover pots for tower pots? Because I always find reservoir-wise, they always end up just kind of staying in quite shallow reservoirs, and I don't like doing it that way. Let me just quickly see what I've got that this could go into. Also, I was going to say, I know quite a lot of you ask where I get my tower pots from. These ones I get from either Soil Ninja, Eastern Tropicals, I think Grow Tropicals do them as well. I think you can get them on Amazon, but they're just, as I say, they're amazing for semihydro. They're also amazing for like anthuriums and stuff like that, just because obviously they've got a lot of aeration. But yeah, I'm just going to see what this could sit inside. Okay, I have actually found a pot that will work quite well, and I've got a few of these pots, so maybe I've just answered my own question. Although it's not that tall, I've got these cube pots that can be quite good for creating reservoirs. Again, I had a bit of dust at the bottom of it, but yeah, I think that will work okay. I'd prefer it if you couldn't see the plastic over the top, but it's not the end of the world, is it? So I think I'm going to go ahead with this in chunky semihydro, and I'll pop the smaller corms closer to the top, and the ones that have a bigger, more well-established root system I'll put a little bit lower down. And I have not put these in the most convenient place, although I must say, my God, I am loving my newest obsession. I am absolutely loving the organisation with having these boxes. I wish I had done it sooner. It makes such a difference. Oh my God. Oh, not the most practical space to be working in. just sometimes prefer being on the ground, and I know I'm on the ground when I sit at the table as well, but like on the ground, doing stuff on the ground as opposed to at a table. I don't know why. Some days it just feels nicer. Hello, baby girl. I think Yoli thinks that I'm like preparing her dinner or something. Also, I know some of you have said that you don't like it when I put my hands straight into it and that it's going to ruin my nails. You're totally right, it does. I need to get like, I don't know, some things to do it with. I just quite like the feel of it. I find it quite therapeutic. And also, one of you in the comments the other day, I was going to say, I know I'm going through a phase of being awful at replying to comments. I do read all of them and I do take them in. I just can't always reply for whatever reason. But yeah, one of you suggested something really brilliant in the comments the other day. You said that you use the dust that comes off your semihydro as like grit for drainage in your succulents. So you put it in the sieve dry and you just kind of tap it over, I think you were saying like over, I don't know, a bag or something, and collect that dust and then repurpose that. And I just thought that was such a good idea. Because one of you, someone else actually said about, why don't I just flush this down the toilet? And to be honest, 6 months ago I would have done. I've just heard from you guys that have caused damage in your places that apparently it can block the pipes, like the dust can very easily block like your sink, your drains. So I probably wouldn't recommend doing that. Hence why I throw mine off the balcony. I really want to know what this Alocasia is. It's almost like, if it was silver, I'd almost think it looks like the Alocasia bisma. It's got a very similar structure, but yeah, it's very green. I'm sure some of you will know. So please, as I say, if you've got any theories at all, do comment them below. Taking a little bit of a risk actually potting this tiny one in with the big ones because it is so small. But I think, as I say, considering I'm potting it very shallow. What's that beeping sound? I think it should be okay so long as I don't like crush the semihydro on top. I'm going to just do it as gently as I can on the little root systems. Oh, we've made a proper mess. I'm just going to actually, because I haven't got anything else, mop it up with some moss. But what I was going to say is that looks beautiful. I love combining plants. It feels so good. There's something really therapeutic about it. It's almost like, I don't know, it's like you've completed a task. And I'm just going to enjoy looking at that in my cabinet so much more now than just 2 sections of one leaf. And also it's going to be so much lower maintenance for me because it's going to be 1 plant to look after as opposed to like 5. That's not a good place for it. Let's put it there. And in fact, I'm just gonna change my camera battery because I can tell it's gonna die. There we go. Oh, what have I got by my eye? Semihydro, I think. Can you see what I'm doing? Okay, so the next one I wanted to look at was the Hoya globulosa Welsh Mountain Zoo, which, as you can see, so this one's in semihydro. It's gone really, in fact, even worse than the last time I saw it. It's gone really dark at the bottom, so I'm going to just tip this out. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is like sludgy and gross. Yeah, that's got root rot. Okay, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get my scissors and change of plan. Instead of... Well, you know what? I know what I could do. So, yeah, I'll try and hold that up so you can see, but look how gross that is. I'm going to remove that whole bottom section. I'm not going to try and salvage those roots whatsoever. I've just taken the whole root system off and I'm going to chop it up. I'm going to chop it up and I'm going to, because this one roots so quickly, I'm going to just stick the sections into the cup that I was propping the bit that I was going to pot up in, and I'm going to put them back in the box, or in the back of the box, or do I put them in my cabinet? One of the two, maybe in my cabinet so that I can actually look at it and appreciate it. But yeah, and then I'm going to wait for them to root, and then I can just transfer them to, I mean, either semi-hydro again or something else, I don't know. Because yeah, as I say, I'm confident that will just root as is. And it's kind of like looking at the full plant already. Okay, it's not what I planned on doing, but that was a much quicker job than I thought it would be. Oh yeah, I should have dealt with that sooner, that's disgusting. And then the potting up of the Hoya parasitica black margin. So I brought over a section that I've got in the kitchen, that I've had propagating in the kitchen, and you can see this one's also a little bit dusty, but look at the colour difference. This one's been grown in quite low light and these ones have been in the box right by the window. And I know that getting these ones out, because again, they're in sphagnum moss, getting these ones out is probably going to be a little bit of a pain, just because Hoyas typically have quite a spindly root system and they prop really well in sphagnum moss, but it's one of the reasons why on the whole nowadays I don't do them in this way, just because untangling them can be a right mission. And actually these ones don't look like as spindly as they could. But yeah, I think this weekend, probably when you guys are watching this video, I'm gonna just actually like dedicate some proper time to like not feeling guilty for doing plant stuff. Like, as I say, I constantly am either like I'm really behind or like there's not enough to do. But I do feel quite behind at the moment, and I just have not allowed enough time off camera to be able to just enjoy doing it. So I definitely want to make time for doing it. Just like watering and just pottering around, and Ross is doing so many crafty things at the moment. I'm sat next to loads of paints and it's so lovely. Like, our weekends have been, unless we're like working or like doing boring adult stuff, our weekends have been pretty chilled and pretty creative recently, which has been so nice. Got lots more monsters popping up around the flat, which I'm quite enjoying actually. Got this one that he wants to make. It has themes of death, so I'm not going to say what it is on my channel because I don't know what's considered appropriate, but I know people of all ages watch my channel, so I'm not going to go into detail, but it's kind of his vibe, like he likes skulls and stuff like that, and he's told me about this idea, and honestly, I'm like, that is not going in the living room. That is where I draw the line. But all the other ones I'm quite enjoying. And I did say it in a video before, but if you guys are interested in crafty things or seeing what Ross is making, he has started an Instagram, and he's not on like personal Instagram or anything like that. And he'd never push it himself, but I kind of want to help give him a little bit of a push with it because I think he's so talented. And it's really nice that he's actually kind of like showcasing his stuff, because a lot of the time, like, he's also, I've said it before, big him up for a second, he's an incredible artist. We've got sketchbooks through in the bedroom, like 20 sketchbooks that are just filled with these incredible drawings that he's drawn, and he would never show them to anyone. Like, he's so... he doesn't even think they're very good, and they are amazing. They're really amazing. So yeah, I'm happy basically that he has started doing this, because it's not the sort of thing usually that he would do. So yeah, if you want to go support Little Shop of Rosters, that's the name of his Instagram page. I will link it down below. And I know lots of you guys have said, is he going to start an Etsy shop and stuff? And I think at some point, maybe, like, it's something that we have talked about. I don't know, nothing yet, but there's things in the works, potentially. But also, as I'm always saying, there's, like, you do not have to monetize your hobbies. Just because you're really good at something, just because you really love something, it doesn't mean that you should be trying to find ways to make money from it. But equally, if you love it, why not? Why not do that? So yeah, it's on the cards at some point. Also, my God, I am shocked and amazed that was so easy. Look at that. You actually can't see because I'm so far away, but look at that. That came off really easily. And you know what I might do for this? Got this section here, it's also got, whoa, a ridiculously big root system. I think I might try these in the way that I've been slightly obsessing over, talking about, in terms of like semihydro at the bottom and then do soil on top. I haven't tried it with a Hoya yet, so I'm kind of intrigued. And I've had this container here. It's just had semihydro and the Alocasia sinuata in it. Sinuata. And I guess technically you should not use it or go and like wash it and sterilise it, but I've had no issues with that Alocasia at all. I'm just gonna go straight in and use it again, because it's a good size container. I like the look of it. It's actually just a hard plastic cup that I think I picked up at a festival or something. I'm going to do quite a big reservoir, just because Hoya's obviously a semi-succulent. And then I've got some mix here, which is actually what I mixed up in my video the other day for my begonias. And it is Soil Ninja base mix, tree fern fibre, worm castings and bark. Doesn't need to be that fancy a mix for Hoyas. In fact, apparently, and I haven't tried this, but some of you guys have said before that apparently Hoyas do incredibly well in just pure tree fern fibre. And I haven't done that much exclusive tree fern fibre growing. I'm typically more of a mixy gal. But at some point I might give it a go. And again, I think this one will probably go into my cabinet in the attempt to get my cabinet looking lovely again. Perfect. That looks so gorgeous. And yes, I say I can just monitor the reservoir at the bottom, and that is what it looks like. Yay! Amazing. Cool. That's literally what I wanted to get through. All I'm going to do, and I probably won't do it on camera now because it's not the most interesting, I'm just going to rehydrate these things and then put them back into a clean box, and then probably come back to them in, I'll wash my hands in here, in another month or two, and we can kind of do a bit of a review and see where they're at and see if anything needs potting up. But I'm really, really, really happy with what I got done today. That is way more than I thought I'd get done. And it's often the case as well, and I say this all the time, so much of the time I will feel really de-energized, unmotivated, just a bit but knowing that I've got loads to do, procrastinating like crazy. When I actually go like, right, come on, like I did this morning, like I don't even know how I'm going to start this video, but let's just start. I always feel so much better, and I feel like I've got my energy back now. It feels so good. So as I always say, thank you guys so much. I don't know what I would do without you some days. It really helps me stay on track. And I so hope that if you were doing stuff with me, again, you got lots done too. And yeah, I hope you have a lovely weekend. I'm going to do lots of watering this afternoon now, but that is all I wanted to do in this area, and it's a big one tackled, a big one ticked off the list. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, have a lovely day, and I will see you in the next video.
Stay sexy, plant lovers.